Hey, hey, let me tell you what happened today. Let me give you some updates from my situation currently. Like I said in the previous video, this is actually very spontaneous, by the way. I literally just got home. I was speaking Spanish the whole day, and now I'm just randomly speaking English to you guys. To give you some background, in case you haven't watched the last video. By the way, the people who watched the last video, like I think I got like 29 people, at least that I'm aware of, watched the video and 3 liked it. I feel very like, I feel like a little kid getting excited over like a few likes and a few like a little bit of attention. But at least on YouTube, I have never got that much. I've never gotten that many views and that many likes. So I'm a little bit excited about that. Anyhow, so to give you some background, pretty much I'm trying to put myself out there doing stuff that I am not that comfortable with doing. Like, for example, talking to people, selling, just being part of the workforce in my country in a sense. Because I feel like when you're, I think that's sort of what pushed you, like what pushes a lot of people to be neats and stuff like that, right? It's just like the idea of like a job pretty much bounding you or binding you to your current state or to your country or to whatever state point in life you are in, right? A job, at least for me, anecdotally felt like a way to change yourself to something you didn't like. Because of course, when you're getting your first job, you're probably not gonna like it, right? But in this case, I try to go for something that was gonna be conducive for my goal. What's my goal, you might ask? I'm pretty sure you're not gonna ask because you don't care, but my goal is to just have no fears. I feel like, of course, I want to be more like different things related to like what you do for a living, but I feel like one of the things that I'm pursuing right now is just overcome my fears and of course develop certain skills that I mentioned in the previous video. So I'm a person who I self-diagnosed anxiety or social anxiety rather, because I'm a very extroverted person. However, I am not that comfortable when talking to people. Like, I just get really nervous even when talking to, I used to, not anymore, but I've been working on it over the years. Like, there was a point in my life in which I would literally get too nervous to even like go to the local store and buy something, to talk to a lady that I literally saw every single day. It made me nervous. I was literally like picturing myself going out there and not being awkward. And you know, fast forward a few years after, now I'm literally, you know, giving English classes, talking to people on the phone, trying to sell stuff. Of course, I have not really made a lot of progress. I'm not going. I don't want to like, be out here telling you like I'm a great seller. I just don't get nervous at all. Like, I'm just gonna give you some background. Okay, I'm gonna update you with what happened. So today, I was supposed to get the news of whether I stayed at the job or not. Like I told you, I was speculating that I was gonna be one of the ones that were going to be turned down, right? They were gonna tell me like, Gio, we don't think. Well, I mean, they obviously are not that polite about it. They're just like, it's not the moment. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And I was sort of picturing myself handling it well, stoically, you know. And I was just picturing both sides, like I could either get rejected or I could either get admitted and work with them, and of course continue sort of like working on my fears and learning how to sell, how to talk to people, stuff like that. So it's a win-win in a sense, right? Because I was gonna learn how to deal with rejection, hypothetically, if I had gotten rejected, right? And I did not, but I was speculating that I was going to be, because I thought my skills were just too bad or too lacking for the job. However, one person did get rejected, sadly, only one person, and that was one lady that had a kid and everything, and that's pretty sad because I think she was doing her best. She was showing up every single day. She was there from the beginning. She didn't miss a single day. She was very like very punctual and everything. However, she lacked the skills both in like to use a computer, pretty simple as well, and I guess like she didn't get the stuff that she was being taught that quickly or that well. So it was gonna it was gonna mean a lot of job, a lot of work to do for the people who are preparing us. So she got rejected, sadly. Hope everything goes well for her. Anyhow, so today we had sort of not a stimulation. Today we actually talked to people. We actually gave our first call. And again, I want to make this clear. The reason why I'm making this video, the reason why I'm like overreacting in a sense, because I know a lot of people might think that I'm overreacting, but it's because of that. It's like I do not feel comfortable doing this. I didn't feel comfortable doing this at the beginning. I probably shut myself at the idea of, you know, talking to people, having to continuously talk to people, having to continuously cold call people and try to, sell them stuff, try to be under pressure and stuff like that. Of course, I haven't been really under pressure yet, so stay tuned to see how I handle that. But, all of this stuff, I do it because I want to be comfortable with it. I don't want to live under fear my entire life. I don't want to live in fear. So today they were pretty much accepting volunteers for a cold call, like an actual cold call. And I think it was the fourth one to go. And I was actually like, I just want to do it because I knew that I was going to get home. Hypothetically, if I hadn't done it, I would have gotten home and I would have felt like a B word, like a bitch. I would have felt bad about myself. I have that curse in a sense that does not let me get away with being complacent with my own weaknesses. I'm not capable of like sitting next to myself thinking like, oh, you didn't ask a question during that day. I know that might be like really small, but for people who have social anxiety, who feel like this is actually a little bit like hard. You know what I'm saying? Because it means like you're putting pressure on yourself. You think that people are gonna judge you, and I feel like that, and I don't care. Like I will go through it, and if I don't go through it, my head is not gonna let me. It's not gonna leave me alone. My head is not gonna be like, nah, it's fine. I guess you're gonna do better next time. You either try and fail and feel feel at peace with yourself and with your mistake, but you cannot feel at peace with not trying. That's my point, right? So I would ask all sorts of stupid questions that I'm pretty sure even a lot of people there did not understand, but they were just too hesitant to do it because they were afraid of what people were gonna think of them. I'm more afraid of what my mind is gonna tell me rather than what people are gonna think of me, right? So I got up and I volunteered, and I gave my first cold call. It was to a lady. The lady was pretty nice, you know what I'm saying? I did not close it, of course, sadly, because I actually think I did very well. But this is the funny part, though. This is the funny part. So when I was actually calling the lady, I felt actually really chill, I was like, sort of like spinning on my, well, not mine, but I was spinning on the chair, just chilling, you know what I'm saying? The examiner was next to me. He wasn't giving me any feedback at that point. But at some point, he gets up and he walks out. And that's when everybody starts talking to me. And I was so chill. I was like so calm at that point. I was like, man, sure, I'm handling this call. This is what I want. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I sell because this person might not even buy it if I try to sell it. So I was trying to handle it as best as I could. And I think I did it. I think I did very well. However, when he walks out, the little group that I have, shout out to them, by the way, they're very nice. They're actually very surprised about my English. But they tried to help me, which didn't help me really. I'm pretty sure they gave me like good insights that could have helped me handle the call better, but I was too zoned out to the point that I did not need that. So when I felt overwhelmed by their screams, I did something very bad, which was tell them shut the fuck up. Like I was literally, hey, yeah, shut the fuck up, because they were literally like screaming on my ear. You know what I'm saying? And everyone stayed quiet, but they started laughing. It wasn't like they started laughing. And I was like, bro, I'm so sorry. Like I felt so bad at reacting that way. You know what I'm saying? Because of course they were trying to help me to begin with. Of course, a good person would never react like that when when people are trying to give you some aid to do something, right? They were giving me some assistance. However, I don't think I needed that, at least not emotionally. Maybe, to perform better, maybe I needed it, but emotionally, I did not need it. I was handling it very well. And I just burst out and insulted them. I obviously apologized afterwards, but it went well. It went decently well. I did not close the call, but I handled my first call well, and that gave me some confidence, to continue doing it. Also, guys, damn, this is actually something really cool. I'm not gonna show you the freaking the real thing though, because I don't think I have done it yet, but I won a gift card. And this is actually very cool because they announced it that they were gonna give it to some of us, the I don't know what you call it, like the people who are practicing, I guess, that they were going to do a raffle and like give it away. And I don't know, for some reason, since last night, I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, I think I can actually wait. Yeah, like the gift card. I never really thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna win it. It's not like I manifested it. I was just like, it was constantly in the back of my head. So when I got there, I was like, why do I feel like my name is gonna like it's gonna land on my name and I'm magically gonna win it? This thing has literally what, $10? Literally $10. Um, like probably 15 Canadian dollars or something. But hey, it's actually kind of cool. And of course, it made me feel a little bit better, at the moment, because I was like, hey, I won something, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was pretty cool. And just the takeaway from today, I guess, from today's, what would I call it? Like shift. It wasn't a shift. My first shift is actually tomorrow. It was I might be able to handle the calls better, and to handle the insults better as well. One of my let's say coworkers got insulted in her very first call. That was actually very sad, because I mean she didn't get sad. It's very good that she got insulted in her very first call, in a sense, because it happened around everyone and everybody just took it so well. Like they were like, haha, she got baptized, let's go. Baptized, I mean, no, I forgot the word. Not baptized, but she got initiated in sort of like this work environment and stuff. The work environment is very chill. But yeah, you know, um, also I want to continue mentioning what pretty much got me to this point, to even start making or putting myself out there. It was this book, well, not book, but book chapter, let's call it. It was Seneca on Providence, which I think helps me kind of like face hardship in life, which I haven't really faced yet. But if it makes me feel comfortable and at peace with like potentially being, met with those with that type of fortune in my life. And I also, I don't know, it just really helped me to feel like nothing bad can happen to me. It's how I take it. Everything that happens to me, everything that happens to everyone, it only takes their own colors. They're called the colors of their morals, of their outlook in life, of their judgment. You know what I'm saying? Nothing truly bad happens to you. And even though there's not a God, at least for myself, I don't think there is a God. I actually try to handle things both with a God, not a God, and with determinism. And so far I lean towards determinism. So I think that things happen not for a reason, but they have been predetermined. So whatever happens, I kind of like don't fight it, because I feel like it was already predetermined, right? And also hypothetically, if I were to like dwell on whether there's a God or not, I kind of like know how to deal with all of those things. If there's a God, I mean, read the book. It's gonna actually help you. Maybe you're Christian, maybe you're like, I don't know, Muslim, whatever. And I kind of like the way Seneca puts it, how providence works. I think providence does not exist, but I do think that hardship in the world can shape you to be a stronger person, a more wise person. You know what I'm saying? And truly, you cannot change anything bad that happens to you. Anything negative, let's say. Let's not say bad, but anything negative that happens to you, you cannot change that. So it's much better and much more dignifying, in a sense, to just smile at it, to love faith, amorphity. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like I might be a little bit too excited. I might come off a little bit too excited, but I'm like a little bit calm about tomorrow. Of course, I wanna just, like I said, experience. I'm trying to put myself in uncomfortable situations. Of course, uncomfortable changes. Okay, in case you wanna do something like this, or in case you're doing it, uncomfortable changes. When I was cuddled in my room, just learning English, right, or teaching English rather, that was like just teaching English was something that I was uncomfortable with. I wasn't comfortable with teaching people through the like through Zoom or face to face. I wasn't comfortable with it. But I did it so much to the point that I got comfortable with it. So uncomfortable in the past did not mean uncomfortable in the present. Right? I was comfortable with it. And I had to continue growing. And here I am. And of course at some point, hopefully I'm wise and virtuous enough in the stoic sense to handle anything bad, because of course it's not just the calls, it's how people treat you, it's the environment with of the people who you talk to and stuff like that, which is supposed to shape your reality. And of course something terrible might happen tomorrow, like god forbid like god forbids my mom dies or something like that, or my like something bad happens to me that I lose some capabilities and stuff like that. Those things are always lurking in the background, and I want to be able to handle those things better. I want to be able to be, like I said, I want to be able to have unwavering peace. Maybe no happiness, you know what I'm saying, but I want to be at peace with things. And I also want to read more. I haven't been reading more, or as much as I used to, like the past week, of course, because this is sort of like yeah, sort of like disturbed my usual schedule, when I would just literally like just sit, learn English, make videos, TikToks rather, and read. That's all I would do. But nowadays I'm gonna have to work, and this work is very conducive because in the future I'm gonna be hopefully somebody who does this. Sorry, somebody who does this, like talk to people, express stuff. Hopefully, I will be smart enough for any audience, anyone to get some value from me, and I will be eloquent enough to keep people around. You know what I'm saying? But I really like doing this. I think it it shows that I really like doing this. Hope you guys are having a good day, and let me know. You know what I'm saying? If you're also trying to get yourself uncomfortable to grow. Take care.